who I am and why I do this, and why on earth would you listen to this crazy old broad? So thank you for joining us for morning meditation with Ahzhension Studios. I'm Anne Morrison, and my story is not that different from many other people. I have had some up and downs. One of them was a good 15-year bout with autoimmune conditions. Now, they said once it was lupus. It was not confirmed again. And of course, after it was cured, I was just crazy for saying that lupus could be cured. They definitely said chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. And I know that it was really painful, and it took crazy amounts of effort to do anything. I was in so much pain in all of my body that I was only able to move about 30 minutes a day. Now, at the time, I smoked. As I came up to this, I had huge amounts of stress in my life. I had very big thought to try and please everyone, and there were people in my life that were just simply unpleasable unless I completely forgot about who I really was and did just what I was told to be. So I go for things. I've had multiple jobs. I'm ADHD, which has made it hard to keep them, and was joked about in my family quite a bit, my incompetence. I had 2 kids that I was the single mother of because, who wants to live with that asshole? And I made another mistake after that one before I actually found the right person. So I have lived a life of mistakes. I had ups and downs and diversities. What I didn't have is a medical education on anything other than what I looked up when I myself was sick, because I didn't want to do that. Not at all. It was not in my wheelhouse. I had no interest in it whatsoever until, of course, I got sick. And when you get sick at about 38, 39 years old, way too early to lose all of the function of your life, it makes you take a look at things quite a bit. So I did a bunch of research, and I went a bunch of places, and I followed all of the medical things that you're supposed to do. And they gave me antidepressant after antidepressant after antidepressant. And I think there were 17 different medications of that kind that they tried me on, and each one of them sent me into an emotional upheaval, because I don't think the problem was ever that I was depressed. But that is the first thing, that being a whiny woman who has ADHD, who tries for things and fails and fails and fails, that's what you do. You consider them having a mental issue, and you pat them on the head and send them away with a pill. And I tell you, it got really sore. So we started checking off bucket list things. I've always loved art. I've always loved creating things. It is a place where I could concentrate, and a place where I could lose myself. So we went to see the Impressionists at the Denver Art Museum. And bucket list before I couldn't do anything at all. And even if I only lasted for 15 minutes, I would have 15 minutes of beauty. But I got through the whole show. And it was interesting. It was fascinating. And we got out, we got back to the car, and he says, well, how you feeling? I was like, not bad. We were both stopped in stunned silence. I looked at the time, it had been 3.5 hours. That's when it kicked in for me that what you do with your mind absolutely affects what you do with your body. Now, it doesn't take away from the fact that I was in pain. It doesn't negate the fact that I had something real going on. It was still an absolute medical condition that I was dealing with. But for 3.5 hours, it didn't impede me. I didn't feel overwrought by pain. I was able to move. And the next thing when we got home was I stopped everything. Very dangerous, very painful. All the supplements and all the extras and the B shots and the IV treatments and everything. I stopped everything because it made me feel worse. And it's simple. I mean, there's a lot of people out there right now who go through the same thing. They continue to do things that they were told because somebody went through all this education and they're supposed to know. And they're supposed to be up on what's next, and they're supposed to be able to fix this. And they call you crazy and run you off and give you drugs. Then make it worse. They give you side effects that you have to take more drugs for. Even a holistic program gives you supplements and tests and this and every which way. But what they don't deal with is that part that I found in that art exhibit. They don't deal with what you can do. And I used to cry for hours and hours and hours. I mean, I still get thinking about it. Over the fact that I could do nothing. This was all in the medical professional hands, and nobody heard me, nobody believed me, nobody was doing anything that did anything, and I had to take this crap so that they could rule it out. But what I found was something I could do. And I stopped everything and went through it, and then I started looking at art. Simple, right? And then I started researching to find out what the mechanics were. And it turns out, looking at art helps you heal. There's a whole lot of avenues that take you there, but it's true. And the things that you can do. You can choose to eat better, you can choose to exercise, and you can choose to do things with your mind that change your life. The morning meditations that we do here on Ahzhension's channel, they've made a difference just since I started doing them. I made myself a promise. The first day of February, I was going to do this every single morning for the year. And things have changed just by doing this a 10-20 minute thing every morning. Changing the way that I speak, changing the way that I see the world, adjusting all of my belief systems, approaching things in a different way, opening up abundance, opening up kindness and light and laughter and fun and thinking and acting my way back to health. Until 3 years ago when I gained weight from menopause and quitting smoking at the same time. I looked really healthy. And I was really healthy. And I was trying to find ways to tell people about looking at art. And How do you get somebody convinced that this works? Because, it sounds crazy. It sounds woo-woo. It sounds out there. And it worked. As I came up with more research and more ideas for myself, I came up with the meditations. And the meditations are based upon using hundreds of different techniques that I have learned over the years. I can't tell you exactly where. I can tell you everywhere that I devoured the information that was out there. I even learned how to read those damn medical study reports. Got certified in art therapy and color therapy, and now I show up every day. And it's a simple thing. And for a person with ADHD, it's still a simple thing when you decide that part of your wellness routine is that important. And why do it? Easy. It changed my life. It changed my world. It helped me to do the hard things I had to do to move forward in a good, reasonable kind of way that I am proud of. And there were some really tough things in there I had to do. And most of my days now are full of great stuff, open to creation and ripe with opportunity, abundant and content, and some happy and some joy. But I'm not living like a giddy schoolgirl or nothing. I'm a person. I'm a real, fallible person. I ate potato chips yesterday. Why? Because I'm a person. And every once in a while, you just get a hankering for a potato chip. Yeah, it's not going to help you lose weight. But eating good wasn't helping me lose weight either. So, okay. So this isn't about the fact that I'm a doctor. I'm not. And it's not about the fact that I have found something new, because I don't believe it's new at all. I believe the witch doctors for forever have used visuals and sounds to enact upon a mind a healing. And it worked. And it still works. And so I show up every day. And if this does you good, I'm really, really happy. And it does me good. The truth is, that's why I show up. It does me good. I'm not a pro. I'm not an expert. I'm one person who found her way back to health. Changed the trajectory of her life by finding out exactly what it was that I could do about not feeling good. And the routine is important. Changing the words that you use is important. And going forward in the right way without blaming and excuses, also important. And all of these things incorporated in what we do here. And I'm really glad to see you here. Choose for yourself. You're intelligent. You have your own brain. If this works for you, open arms right here, honey. Come on. We got you. And if it doesn't work for you, more power to you. Go find what works. We all deserve to live in healthy vehicles throughout the entire journey. And that's what I'm doing here with you. Coming up with as many ways possible, art-related, color-related, that I can to enact upon my health and in helping other people maintain, increase, abundance, their own health. And luckily, I got Bill. He puts the videos together for YouTube, and every day we do a little bit of work on going forward in our goals, in fulfilling, being that help to other people, at the same time as changing our own lives. It's really cool. So, welcome and namaste.